going on, guys? Today I'm going to be reacting to 10 Reasons Why Going Vegan is a Good Idea by Mike Israetel over at Renaissance Periodization.
Big list of listing all 10 of these concerns and sort of giving like a really one phrase quick assessment of how it stacks up in the grand architecture. And don't you worry, we have 2 more slides where we'll be breaking this down a little bit and leading to some conclusions. So number 1, pain and suffering. Anything above a fish, like chickens, cows, pigs, ... anything more advanced than fish is pretty bad. And remember, again, there's a spectrum here, up to, if you think of it in certain ways, terrible. Okay, at least pretty bad. If you're really sort of like unemotional about it, you're like, yeah, like logically it's pretty bad to kill all those things that have feelings. And if you're really emoting, you're like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened, and you may not be wrong. Okay, so at least very bad. Political precedent.
So he says it's like pain and suffering is bad. Yeah, it's bad, but you could just reform factory farming and like buy your things from Amish farms that are pasture raised and grass fed and not buy cheap grain fed meat. Although that factory farming is bad, yeah, like you could just that's not, I don't think that's like a very good argument to go vegan. It's like a good argument to switch to buying from grass-fed, grass-finished beef, going to Amish farms, and not buying cheap grain-fed meat. But then again, whatever, just have them go point 2.
There's no bad political precedent for eating animals. It's only bad if you eat humans. There's a pretty clear line in the sand there, so that is what it is. It just renders the arguments that what if it was people you're eating pretty much null and void, because there's not really an effective
Yeah, it's a dumb argument. I don't know why he put it in the video.
comparison, because animals don't have sort of self-integrated society.
Like, I don't know.
Rights reciprocity. Pretty bad if the animals are cuddly. Like, not terrible, but also like, why are we killing cuddly animals that would never hurt us? Only very bad if human. And some other animals that are around humans can be trained relatively well to offer considerable rights reciprocities. For example, dogs. Like, dogs can be trained really well, / are genetically oriented to actually respect a significant amount of human rights. Like, if you have a bulldog, there's a very low chance it's going to be biting or hurting anyone, and it probably would feel really bad if it did that. That comes close to some sort of real deep, maybe not understanding of, but emoting about rights reciprocity. Right? A bulldog knows if it steals something, it did a bad thing, something like that. So, like, if we're eating dogs for food, holy fucking shit, that is especially bad. Probably worse than eating, like, cows or pigs for food. Certainly cows.
In some Asian countries, they eat dog for food. I don't, but...
because they probably don't have that level of deep connection.
Actually, I think not even just in Asian countries, like in African countries, dude, probably like a lot of different cultures eat dog.
With humans, right? So that is what it is.
Not saying it's a good thing, but...
4, environmental effects. Factory farms are really bad. The rest is probably something like, huge pastures are probably...
Again, this is like a better... This would be a better... the video could be titled, Why the Factory Farms Need to Be Reformed. Like, this isn't... like, you shouldn't base this... Like, this shouldn't be your base to switch to veganism.
Pretty bad, but like hunting,
like that would be that'd be retarded, bro.
And very modern industrial farming techniques are probably okay in that respect. Life producing and enhancing potential is only really bad in most cases if we're talking about humans. So another big human animal split, as there was in the political precedent discussion. Next one is self-directed freedom. If you have an animal that is a large range animal, like it prefers to be free and go around a huge range, if you limit it to a range smaller than that, you're doing a bad thing. And for sure, definitely humans apply to that. But some animals, that does not apply.
Yeah, that's why you don't buy grain-fed meat. Just go to Amish farms.
Most part, just don't give a shit if they're confined to a relatively small space. Bystander suffering, very easy, bad for vegans for sure, animal rights activists, and just normal people who care, like myself, for example. Rarity and conservation does not apply to almost any farming directly, like, pigs.
So, I don't really understand, like, I would never put a cow or a pig's life over a human life. Like, I know that cows and pigs need to be used as food, like, they need to be slaughtered for human consumption, because the human race needs to survive, thrive, and prosper, and they can't do that without meat. If you want a healthy bloodline, you have to eat meat. If you come from a healthy bloodline, they ate meat. You know what I mean? If you grew up eating meat, like, you ate naturally, like you probably are very smart, or you hit your genetic, height, your height code. You hit your height ceiling. Grow as tall as you were supposed to be. Your bones are as big as they're supposed to be.
Are not going out of
Your brain, glasses, the occipital area in your eyes grew correctly. Like all these things.
they're not. There's no extinction risk for pigs precisely because we farm them, at least in some respect. Really bad for endangered species, and there's a lot of
Yeah, and then like there's not many endangered species that we farm, and that's just a part of nature. Like some animals go extinct. You know what I mean? And like I'm for conserving that, but like this doesn't really apply to farming and animals that we eat.
downstream consequences from mega industrialized farming and pasture that makes a lot of species extinct. So it's actually pretty bad for a lot of shit. Right? So directly farming of pigs doesn't cause this. Indirectly, it causes a shitload of it. Nutrition, in most cases, there's no need to eat meat, but there's also not a huge harm in one way or the other if some kinds of meats, like,
He says there's no need to eat meat. There's absolutely a need to eat meat. If you eat no meat or even little meat, expect health problems.
insects and shrimp and crustaceans and potentially even some fish. Taste and enjoyment, meat wins, but not by much. And in
Meat wins by not by much in the taste and enjoyment category. Okay, take a bite of a green bean and look at your facial expression, and take a nice ribeye that's cooked to your liking. Let's say medium rare, even though I know Mike is a well done guy because he likes to kill his steak before he eats it. And take a bite of that and see how different that is. But like, get a nice juicy medium rare steak, not that well done bullshit that he eats. I mean, look at this guy. You really want to look like him?
10 or 20 years, a lot of meat-like products, hopefully laboratory-grown meat will be up there anyway, but even if it's not, a lot of meat-like products taste damn close to meat. And this is like, number 10, let's be honest, is a fucking frivolous concern. Like, if we're like destroying the lives of, giving birth to and then destroying the lives of like 10 million pigs a year or some shit, where it's very difficult to justify that just on like, I just like how they taste. Like, alone by itself, good God, that's tough. In concert of all these other things, maybe not.
Yeah, like I said, I would never value animals' life over humans. I think that the human suffering would be way worse if none of us ate any meat. Basically, all of us would suffer if no one had access to meat. Especially, people that just don't have access to farms, or they can't, access to stuff like grass-fed, grass-finished beef, or go to Amish farms. Like, they need access to this grain-fed meat. So I think that overrides the cost of having these factory farms for the human population. But yeah, that was about it, guys. I might do some of these nutrition videos more, but that's be about it. See ya.